Okay. Hey, welcome back to the Precision Data Analytic channel here. And, well, they also say confession is good for the soul. So I got a confession. I wasn't using UV the right way. I wasn't looking in the right place. I thought it wasn't installing the packages into the environment. But let me show you what's really going on here. And by the way, this also applies to the virtual environment we're going to use here also this evening. So we look at hidden files, environment, library, Python site packages, and there it is, NumPy and Pandas. All right. So you can go back up here then and take a look over here. And all there is over here is just the activate functions. So UV does in fact work, but the downer is that it, of course, it's really slow because it got to build the packages. And also, like we said last night, it appears that, if I install NumPy, then I install Pandas, well, it goes back and builds NumPy first and then builds Pandas. So it still goes back and wastes time by rebuilding the same packages over and over again. So now we're going to take a look at the VENV, the virtual environment built-in module using Python. That's the .venv. Okay, so let's go back to the root here. The GitHub is the what? That should be the one I just created using UV. So now let's do Python, calling for the virtual environment here, and I don't know. Sally shoes, okay? So is it here? There's Sally shoes. Let's look at Ben. So now we want to activate fish, FISH. So now our environment should be activated, right? So now what should we do? Let's just check something real quick. And as always, my friends, be sure to stop by the chat session and say hi. Give me a few encouraging words, if you would. Live. So what we have so far is just pip, right? So let's start with default to user installation because normal site package is not writable. Well, that should be right. Warning. So according to this, it's already installed. Let's come over here. Okay. So that didn't do anything, did it? Let's come over here. Let's do this. Fish. Okay. For one brief moment, I thought this was, let's do this. Let's exit out of here. Exit out of here. Here. Go back over here now. Why does that open up in desktop first? That's completely unlike any type of Unix-based system. It also opens up in... What does it do? Sally's shoes. Ben. So let's do pip 3. I thought sure I had this working a moment ago. Let's do this. VIN space pip. Because we should be running in the environment now, right? Because we activated the environment. Okay, you notice it ran without the errors this time. Let's update our pip. Oh, what's the trouble? We need to come back over here. Because we're running up here, we're running it with the system. The default install pip. See, what you have to be sure to tell it to use the pip that's inside of the bin, inside of the environment bin directory. Sally's shoes. Lib. Pandas. NumPy. Pip. That's much better. Okay, so what else can we install? Let's just go ahead and install the rest of our setup, okay? You know, I'm really encouraged that this actually is working, by the way. So the lesson is what? You want to make sure you're running the pip inside of the environment bin directory, okay? Now notice here, it's downloading stuff, but it isn't building the packages, okay? So that's, again, that's the difference between the UV environment manager and this. So we can also install Profit and Jupyter and Y-Finance. So, but my guess is this is probably still installing them. I don't know, from the system directory maybe. I'm not quite sure. So, needless to say, I am greatly relieved to know that the that the UV does in fact work, and now the V environment works also. Now, why use the V environment, the virtual environment? Well, it's a module that comes installed with every single Python you install, at least 3.x, okay? So regardless of what environment you're in, you can run it. You may not have access to Rust to be able to download. It's like on FreeBSD, right? Well, UV isn't available on FreeBSD. But you know what? Python and the virtual environment is. You want to create the environment, activate the environment, run pip within the bin directory in the environment, and you're up and running. Okay? Again, my friends, if you're in the background there, hey, drop by the chat session, say hi, give me a like, give me a subscribe, okay? And be sure to check out the videos I posted earlier today, the shorts, 2 shorts on the Vanguard Life Strategy Growth Fund. I did a stock chart analysis and a forecast and returns analysis, okay? So drop by, and also got a favor to ask. If you go and look at my channel again, you're going to see a video on how to use a UV on Windows. Go out and watch that and give me a couple of likes, okay? So what do we got to install now? What do we say? Profit, Jupyter, and probably Y Finance. Okay, Y Finance, I'm thinking. Now, what's the purpose for using environments? Well, let's say for some totally bizarre reason you have a client who wants to use an older version of, God forbid, wants to use Python 2.x. Well, you're going to have to, first of all, you have to have access to Python 2.x, okay? And you don't want to muck up your primary environment, so you use the environment tool, VENV UX, to install an older version of Python into the environment, into a new environment. Oh, that's interesting. Note: a full law cannot be set. SciPy. So what's the error for? SciPy. So what didn't finish? We corrected that. Looks like matplotlib installed. So is the problem with stats models? We know pandas and numpy installed, right? Let's go back and let's run some of these. Because I think matplotlib and Seaborn might have installed using cached. So if these installed, then the problem is with stats models, which would be really unfortunate, because that's where we get our Riemann ETS and IE forecasts from, okay? Okay. So this is going to take a moment to run. So there may be hope for GhostBSD yet, but should you use it instead of Linux? Well, I haven't found a reason for that yet. You can find sort of user-friendly type of Linux distributions also. Mint is certainly one of those. I mean, you just have to click through a series of menus and install it. Mint probably has a separate package install program, so a nice GUI that like that. Of course, the main advantages of Windows, Linux, and Mac OS is you can download native Python packages. You already built in the OS of your choice, but that's not true of Ghost, I don't think. So now it's trying to do something now, collecting Seaborn. So matplotlib installed. So if this works, then it means there's a problem with stats models, which would be really unfortunate. So we'll install Jupyter next, then we'll come back to stats models in a moment. Seaborn. Seaborn is if you ever used the base plot packages in R, you know, then you'll feel right at home with Seaborn. The syntax is very is very similar to base R plotting. So it looks like matplotlib and Seaborn is installing. Pandas and NumPy installed. Oh, did I mention we can also install? I've also installed VS Code. Although in all honesty, it seems to be a little slow on the system. Done. Building a wheel for Kiwi server. So what it does, it compiles a package, then it turns it into a wheel package. Hey, Inja, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm here doing a little GhostBSD action. The good news is I figured out how to get UV to work, the package management system. The key comes down to the site library directory. Okay. And right now I'm just doing an install of a basic V environment inside of Python using the built-in V environment package. I'm installing. I created an environment, I activated the environment, and now I'm installing matplotlib and Seaborn. Then I'm going to install Jupyter. Then I'm going to get myself a cup of tea, so don't go away. So what part of the world are you in, my friend? So this is good news. Pandas, NumPy, matplotlib, and Seaborn is installed. So next, Nigeria. There's a couple of people. There's some people from my church actually from Nigeria. At least I think the wife is anyway. Yeah, I go to the Salvation Army, and the lady there, this lady is like a third-generation Salvationist, a third-generation member of the Salvation Army. But she comes to the my Salvation Army in East Main Street in Columbus, Ohio. So let's install Jupyter. See what happens. I'll be back in a moment. I'll get myself a cup of tea, okay? Okay, so my question, I guess, Victor, is this: are you a data analyst, a data scientist, or are you a Python programmer, an R programmer? The good news about this is GhostBSD, and the good news about GhostBSD is, one, it's easy to install, and two, hey, it actually comes with, you can actually install the R programming language also, as well as Python. Okay. Like I said, I'm using the built-in Python programmer. Very nice. Are you a data analyst, data science? Are you more of a journey? What exactly type of Python programming do you do? So this is Jupyter. Oh, very nice, very nice. So how long have you been a software engineer? So it is installed on Jupyter, including Jupyter Labs, which is a good thing. Well, other thing about GhostBSD, besides being easy to install, you can also, in 2 years, very nice. You can also install VS Code in GhostBSD. Okay. So do you have a university degree? There's Jupyter Labs. That's also a good sign. So you got a university degree and you graduated a couple years ago. Okay. So do you have a so what is your degree in? Wait a minute. So how do you go to medical biochemistry to software engineer? Are you in the medical biochemistry field? Installing build dependencies. Oh, went to a coding boot camp. Very good. Alrighty. All right. So what business is your employer in? What what business is your employer in? immigration? So you work for the government? This is taking a bit of a moment there to finish, isn't it? For immigrant. Okay, so immigrant is a software application then? Okay. Okay, so what's immigrant? Is that the company, or is that the software? I'm sorry, I'm a little confused here. Hopefully this is going to finish at some point. Installing build dependencies. Yeah, I wonder what this is. It's saying it's installing build dependencies. Can I do? Sure. My name is David Jackson. I live in. My name is David Jackson. I live in the U.S. state of Ohio. I live outside the capital city of Columbus. I'm 71 years old. I'm retired. I do this type of data analytics stuff for the fun of it, and I make videos on YouTube for the last 3 or 4 years. I have no college degree, and I'm completely self-taught as far as like R programming and Python programming and data analytics and Linux. Well, this is encouraging. This moved a couple more lines. Very nice. So do you when you do what operating system do you normally do your Python development in? Oh, good, and installed IPython. Very nice. Mac OS. Okay, very good. Do you use any type of virtual environments like UV or the built-in virtual environment module in Python? Okay, very good. That's what I'm using right here on this This is, I don't want to mention, this is GhostBSD, which is an easy to install version of FreeBSD. Okay. Have you dabbled in Rust at all? This is encouraging. Looks like Jupyter is installed. Do you use like Jupyter notebooks or VS Code, or what do you actually write your Python code in? Oh, very nice. Have you heard of a virtual environment system called UV? So that's good news. Jupyter installed. Now, of course, you already realize what it took me a while to figure out is where it's actually put in the packages I built. I finally figured out, as you know, they're under library and site packages. Okay, and uh, that's all right. UV is written in Rust, but it's compiled. And its claim to fame is that it's really fast. And when it runs right, and it can download the packages already built, it is really fast. I mean, it would take maybe a minute to install the Jupyter notebooks or something like that. So this GitHub repository is built with JavaScript. So have you done any web development in that case? Okay, good. I'm not really that good at anything. I'm okay at a lot of things, and I'm better at Python and SQL. I'm better at R and SQL than I am with Python. But of course, hey, with AI, everybody's an expert, right? Anyway, so this is a repository environment was created using the UV operating system, which again is written in Rust, but it's compiled, so you just run a binary. Click on that. Let's get rid of the show hidden files. It creates just like the VENV module in Python. It creates a .venv. Click on that. Click on library, and this is where it actually installs your packages on VENV. So where are we here? Let's try installing Y-Finance. Oh, that's not good. Oh, look at this. It doesn't support FreeBSD. It's basically a stock data program. It's to retrieve stock data. Okay, well anyway, it doesn't support. Here's an interesting question. Okay, so here it tells us this is FreeBSD version release 14.3 version patch 2. Okay, which makes sense because it is it is FreeBSD. Okay, so we can't install FreeBSD for some reason. Let's see if we can install. So have you used any forecast packages like Profit or Stats Model or something like that? Yeah, what it took me a while to figure out is I have to run the pip that's inside of it's inside the bin directory in the environment. Yeah. What Stats Model has, among other things, it has forecasting models for what's called ETS, Naive, and ARIMA, 3 very common models. And Profit, which I'm installing here, is actually it's Facebook contribution to the time series forecasting. So we can't install Y-Finance. So do you use much AI in your work? Oh crap. So what was that again? That was Profit. So we can't run Profit either. That's a little disappointing. what AI tools do you use? Copilot, okay. Have you looked at ChatGPT or DeepSync yet? Warning. Command. Use them both? Okay, very good. So what do you use, like, I think I probably asked a little bit what your answer was. Do you use for your write your code? Do you use something? Are you a Vim guy? Are you a Jupyter Notebook guy? A VS Code guy? What type of IDE do you use to write your code with? You know, I I use both Gemini and ChatGPT. VS Code. Okay, very good, very good. So, Prophet doesn't load, and I don't think stats models will load either. You know, I use VS Code as a front end for databases like SQL Server database and Postgres. That's in Python programming. That's what I use some Jupyter Labs for Python programming also, but I use VS Code a lot for databases. Are you working on any? No, I'm not. No, software service. No, I'm not. I strictly do this. I strictly do this as a for the, oh, so the so what this means is, okay, we can't do any forecasting. We can't do any forecasting. But let's try this. Let's see if we can install Faker. As you may know, Faker is a package that's used to create fake data. Okay, to create like sample data. So let's come over here now. So where are we here now? We're in Sally's Shoes. Let's come over here. Let's start our web browser. So you can see I got VS Code installed. Okay, good, yeah. VS Code installed and Jupyter Notebooks, okay. Internet. Because what I got a program, it's actually written in R using a program called Charlatan, which is kind of like, it's basically Faker for R, I think. And I had the original R code written using ChatGPT, right? Then I took the code and I pasted it into ChatGPT and said, hey, you know, convert this to Python for me, and it did, and it did. Do you use like GitHub at all or GitLab? Okay, good. As you can see, I use it all the time. So anyway, let's go over here. Let's clone this repository. Oh, great. Please do, yeah. Here's the current repository I'm looking at now. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's not what I'm looking for, I don't think. Let's remove. what open source projects have you contributed to? Oh, this isn't going to work. My chat session's on my desktop, not on my virtual environment. Hang on, I can't figure out, well, how come that thing's not copying and pasting correctly? Here's my main GitHub repository. Loom, okay, what's Loom? I'm not familiar with Loom. And here's the repository for tonight. Oh, okay, very nice. Excellent. Okay. So what I just did, I just did your basic git clone. And I mentioned that this hey, thanks so much. Yeah, I take any stars I can get. But there it is, right there. Pin. Okay. That's my main repository. Lots of R programming. Okay, lots of R programming. So anyway, what was I saying? This uses the fish skill by default, or the fish shell by default. And one of the things it has command completion with the right arrow. It'll try to get, if I do like git clone, okay. It'll try to guess I'll pull out so this will be the history. But if then you do a right arrow, that takes you to the end of the command string, and then you can clone it that way. So there it's guessing Sally's shoe store based on the directory. Right arrow. And you can see my my data, the QMD is for Quattro. I don't know if you're familiar with Quattro or not, but that's a document rendering application. It can take R, Python code, plain text files, and convert them into things like HTML or Word docs or PDFs, slideshows, dashboards. Okay. Cat. Let's do this. Let's minimize this. Let's come over here. Because what we're going to do, yeah, be sure to drop your own repository. You get a account in there also. I'll give you a big star also. So accessories. Pluma is just sort of your basic text editor in FreeBSD, I guess. Open. Let's see. Home. Where are we? Sally's shoes. Sally's store. So here's the code. I had it right. I had ChatGPT right originally. Tidyverse, DuckDB, Charlatan, Arrow. Arrow's used to read and write to Parquet files. So here's everything we run there. Oh, I also need to install DuckDB. So let's see. see if we can install DuckDB. And, you know, I'm tickled pink. I actually got both UV and the V environment to work this evening, by the way. So I've been kind of scratching my head for the last 3 days figuring out what I was doing wrong. Well, this is new. 4.1.1 is new. Have you looked at DuckDB, by the way? Have you looked at DuckDB, the database, the analytical database? No. Have you looked at SQLite? You know what that is? I use Progress. Okay, very good. DuckDB, the site is duckdb.org. Okay, yeah. So DuckDB is what's called SQLite is what's called an online transaction engine. It's row-based. DuckDB is what's called an online analytical database. It's designed for it's sort of designed on the model of SQLite, similar single file setup. It's not like, you know, you create a database file, but what it has, at first it's columnar instead of row, if you know what that means. But it has a lot of, oh man, this isn't good. What was this I just tried to do? Man, I can't install DuckDB. Failed. CMake build failed. So DuckDB is installed. Okay, one of the things that about one of the things about GhostBSD and BSD is you of course, because they have their own package system, if you want to download some packages, you have to do from the package manager. Okay, I mean, you probably have to install them first to package manager, I'm guessing. Then when you run, I'm thinking what happens is when you run like the environment, like a pip install within the environment, it I don't know what all these things are, but I think I better install them to make sure it's there. For DuckDB. Yeah, hey, be sure to drop your GitHub repository in there also. I'll give you a big star. Hey, and thanks for starring by. Again, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I can also use a little company on these late night sessions. So do you got any? Are you working on any personal projects? YouTube doesn't allow me to send it. It won't let you cut and paste it into chat? If you can't cut and paste it into the chat, paste it into a comment underneath the video. For DBT. Yeah, OLAP, online analytical processing. Yeah, what I started to say is that what DuckDB has, it has a lot of built-in statistical functions. Okay, for instance, something as simple as median. It is a built-in median function. And a lot of things, for instance, quantiles. You can do quantiles in databases like SQL Server and Postgres, but you have to do it within a what's it called? Within a window function. Well, the quantile functions and lots of other statistical functions are built into DuckDB, so it's just part of its core language. So you just use it like any other built-in function. So I could probably use this here. Do I need to install SQL Alchemy in that case? Okay, very good. Very good, yeah. I wonder if I have to install what if I have to install one of these before I install DuckDB? So let's do this. Okay, I know what Fast API is. I've never used it. Flask. So okay, so SQL Alchemy is already installed. Okay. Anyway, where do we leave off here? I know, we want to come back over here. We want to come over here, get our code. Take this. Okay. Copy. Then come over here. ChatGPT. So I can say, please convert this R code to Python, comma. Okay. Of course, the debate against AI users is should you yeah. So the debate is should you like thank AI for helping you? Should I say please? Or should I say do this? So let's cut and paste our code in there. I'm of course using the free version of ChatGPT. Let's see what it says. So that's my code. Hey! You like the R code, which generates syntactic shoe cells, converted cleanly, yes, cleanly, DuckDB and PyArrow. Now that'll be interesting. Writing the So do you write like must add please? do you use like large complicated prompts? Do you like tell it like what role it's fulfilling and and stuff like that? Okay. You know what let's do? Rather than using DuckDB, since it may not work, let's have it write it to a Parquet file. My AI skills aren't that advanced. I kind of say, okay, just do this for me, okay. Yes. But instead of DuckDB, let's just give it a little extra wrinkle here, because PyArrow should be able to write the okay. Good news, we have an expert in the house. Someone that just happens to be an expert at data generation, simulation, and file life. Boy, we're really lucky at this late at night to find an expert available to help us, Good, and he knows all the package you want to use. I will reason step by step, determine the best course of action to replicate the workflow. Libraries, set and receive, reproducibility, generate customer numbers, define product catalog. Okay, 50 unique shoes from major brands to randomized numbers, generate orders. Yes, it is. And this is ChatGPT. Okay, here it says, save the results to CSV and both. Merge product details. So is it going to create two tables? And here it is. Okay, good. So let's come back over here then. And, okay, well, I'm running GhostBSD on a virtual machine on a Windows 11 laptop. GhostBSD is basically an easy to install version of FreeBSD, which is a Unix clone, which is actually a true Unix system. Okay, but yeah, I'm running on the Oracle virtual machine, and I gave it 16 gigabytes, 100 gigabytes of storage space, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and four processors. Well, let's be honest. Mac OS is Unix. I'm not sure, but my guess is Mac OS is probably a clone of BSD of some type. And one of the thing about like Linux and like any type of free open source BSD systems, you got literally dozens of different desktop managers. Okay, this is one. I think this is the version of one. It's called Clone Linux. I don't know. I suppose it might be. So what do we want to do here? Let's use Jupyter Lab. I use a period so make sure it looks in the right directory. Uh-oh, its extension manager is PyPy. Cannot determine Jupyter Lab build status without Node OS. That's alright. That's okay. Oh, it opened over here. Here we are. Let's start a new, well, let's go over here. Okay. We're not going to create a Quattro document for this. Okay, so we're going to call this, rename, we're going to call this shoe. Just remember, descriptive names are very important, right? So, let's just review this again. Oh, I probably don't have PyArrow installed, do I? Do I need to have no? Okay. No, you don't need to have, that's right. To write to a Parquet file is part of Pandas. Okay, so let's just see what happened here, shall we? To support both. Well, this is a little disappointing, isn't it? A module that was compiled. Oh, man. Cannot run. That's fine. Just run it anyway, and let's see what happens. To support both 1.x and 2.x must be compiled with some modules may need to rebuild instead of. If you are a user of the module, the easiest solution would be to downgrade to Python. Oh, man. So what's the module? So what time is it in Nigeria right now? No module named Faker. Didn't we install Faker? 3 a.m. Well, I tell you what, my friend, I'm going to end this session so you can get some sleep, okay? And so I can get some rest also. Anyway, Hey, thanks so much for your time, Victor. I really appreciate you stopping by and chatting with me this evening. Like I said, if you get a chance, drop a link to your GitHub repository in the comments section below the video, okay? So how many people actually showed up here today? 21 views. Look at this. We had okay, you guys. If we had 21 views, 4 convert views, where were you? How come you guys aren't in a chat session? Okay, anyway.